Hello, dear radio listeners and viewers joining us via the live stream or the replay. I'm Shantae, better known as Life Coach 614 here on social media, and I am thrilled to have each and every one of you here with us today as we embark on a journey of self-care and well-being together. Now, before we dive into our main topic, let's set a few ground rules to ensure a positive experience for everyone. In order to maintain a harmonious atmosphere, we do have admins and moderators here to assist us in the chat. Please understand that this space is all about sharing, caring, and embracing each other's unique self-care goals. Your participation and engagement are key to cultivating the positive energy that we value so much. Now, we kindly ask that you be mindful of your contributions, as all donations and subscriptions during the live stream directly support the Self-Care Club LLC. Your generosity helps to create a ripple effect of positivity within the community, enabling us to spread joy on purpose. If anyone is seeking any additional information about the Self-Care Club, or if you are ready to book a personalized one-on-one coaching session, please visit the selfcareclub.org for more details. Again, that is the selfcareclub.org. Now, let's pledge to make this community a beacon of positivity and support for everyone. If you are ready to embark on this new self-care adventure, please flood the chat with some green hearts to let me know that you are ready. Let me see some green hearts in the chat. Who we got in the building with us today? We got Miss Glow. I see Lady Blue. Allie B. I see Chantel. I see you, girl. I see you. We got Shalon in the building today. Okay, bro. Okay. Thank you guys so much. Of course, we know I got Kale. Who else I see so far today? Miss Percy Ruffman. I see you. So all month long, you guys, we've been discussing the topic One Love. And when we think about One Love, our priority or our main focus has been self-love. Okay? Prioritizing the love for self. Knowing that the more love that we have for ourselves, the more love that we can then, share to others in the community. Give me just 1 second. Alrighty, so, keeping with this topic or this theme of one love, today we are going to discuss, again, another piece of it as far as self-love, but we're going to talk about going from self-love to self-advocacy, right? Today we're going to talk about standing up for ourselves. Hey, Whitney, welcome in, beautiful. So today is all about standing up for ourselves. TT, thank you for the follow. We're always headed on a journey, right? We're constantly on this healing journey. We want to better ourselves, right? We want to show up being a better version of ourselves, better than we were yesterday. And so, we are on this journey, and today we're going to, like I said, learn more about standing up for ourselves. We're always talking about like setting boundaries, understanding that our boundaries are for us, not for them, right? So that way we can have a better quality of life. And so, this path is not merely about just, personal growth. It's about transforming how we show up in the rest of the world, how we engage with others in the world around us. It's about us learning to recognize our worth and learning to embrace our strengths and standing firm in our convictions. I'm going to say that again. It's about recognizing our worth. It is about embracing our strength. And it is about standing firm in our convictions, right? Stand firm. That means we standing on business, 10 toes down. We said what we said. It is what it is, right? Because our feelings matter. Like our life has value, our life has worth, and so we're going to stand on that. We're going to stand on business, y'all. And so we know that self-love is the cornerstone of this journey. Understanding that self-love involves a deep an unwavering appreciation for who we are. And so that means accepting ourselves fully and nurturing our inner being with compassion. When we truly love ourselves, it allows us to build solid foundations. And these foundations fortify us against life's inevitable challenges. Because we know that life is going to keep lifing, whether we want it to or not. You know what I mean? We know that life must go on. And so we are doing things to help to build our resilience, so that way we can be stronger individuals, right? So that way when life knocks us down, we have no problem getting back up again, right? We don't stay down for too long. And so self-love alone is not enough, right? It is a key part. Loving ourselves is a key part, but it's not enough. Okay? We have to begin to evolve into self-advocacy, right? We have to speak up for ourselves. We've got to start to say what we mean and express our feelings to other people. Understanding that, self-advocacy is an active process of asserting our needs. So we've got to be willing to openly communicate, to tell people, hey, this is what I need. This is what I like. This is what I don't like. We've got to protect our boundaries. So not only do we need to set the boundaries, but we have to protect our boundaries. And we have to stand up for our rights. Right? So each and every one of us, we have rights. There are inalienable rights that no one can take from us. Right? I got the right to be happy. I got the right to love who I want to love. Right? I have the right to be who I want to be in life. And no one can stop that. No one can change who I love. No one can change how I perceive myself, right? So all of this is a form of self-advocacy, us speaking up for ourselves. And so, when we think about this, this transition, this part of our life requires courage. It requires confidence, right? It requires us to understand that it's not impossible, because I'm possible, that I can do this, right? I'm the storm. I got this, right? So we have to be confident in this, and we have to have the courage to stand up for ourselves and to speak out for what we believe, what we value, what we hold true, right? And, it requires a commitment to our own well-being. Self-care ain't for the weak. Okay, if you're going to take the time to pour on yourself and love on yourselves and advocate for yourself, then that means that you're a strong individual, right? And so you have to be committed to you. Yeah, healing helps, but I'm not even going to hold you. Healing hurts sometimes too. When we start to go back and do that shadow work, when we start to, unlock all of these doors to these closets where we have stored these demons over the years, right? When you start to unpack that baggage, when you start to do that shadow work, honey, that can hurt a little bit. That can hurt from time to time, because you got to stir up some things. But stirring up these things and going back to these things is how we start to break those chains, and we start to, unlearn these negative behaviors and these toxic, ties that we have had to our history and to our past. So again, we have to understand that we have to be consistent with this, and we have to be committed to ourselves. And honestly, if we can't commit to ourselves, then why would we have the expectation for anyone else in life to be committed to us? So for us, for the people who have trust issues and things, here's the thing. Are you being true to you? Can you put your trust in you? Can you bet on you? Are you showing up every day for you? Because if not, the people around you probably aren't either. Right, Rose? These people just probably aren't even showing up for you, because you're not even showing up for you. You're not even betting on you. So can you trust you? Do you deem yourself to be a trustworthy person? Are you being true to you? So again, self-love is not enough. We have to now evolve this newfound love for ourselves and begin to advocate for ourselves. Self-advocacy. And so today we're going to explore how self-love can be cultivated and how it empowers us to become our best advocates, right? I don't need, I love the fact that I'm surrounded by people, like-minded individuals who believe in me, right? And I know that I got a team of people who will fight for me if I needed them to. But the thing is, I don't want to need them to do that. I want to be strong enough to lead the charge and fight for myself. I don't need a group of people standing up for me saying, oh, we'll fight for you, we'll fight for you. Now, let me fight for myself first. Let me take the lead on this. I got me, right? God got me. And I appreciate the fact that y'all got me too, but I want to take care of me first. Okay? So when we think about this, I want my love for myself to evolve so that way I'm strong enough to handle me. Now, I do know that we're all going to need people to lean on. So my village, don't leave me yet now. I'm just saying, I want to try to fight the fight first. But if y'all see me losing, y'all better jump in. Okay? Don't let me get beat up. Right? So, when we think about the, self-love and how we can cultivate that to begin to advocate for ourselves, we've got to start to think of these practical strategies, right? Of course, it's going to involve us with our affirmations, right? Bigging ourselves up, empowering ourselves. It's going to make us consider, how we can transform our lives and the lives of those around us, right? Because we're not forsaking everyone else. Even though we're on this self-care journey, we are not throwing everybody else by the wayside. Okay? Listen, I told y'all, if I'm going places, we going places. As long as you riding with me, we rolling. Okay? So we're in this journey together. Yes, it is called self-care, but we are in this together. We locked in. Right, MJ? Right, Perk? We locked in, y'all. And ain't no time for switching up. Ro, welcome in, love. So let's begin this journey together. This journey from self-love to self-advocacy. And today we're going to discover, some things that will help us unlock this strength within each and every one of us to begin to stand up for ourselves and start to create a world where everyone's voices are heard and where everyone feels valued. I'd like to think that I can speak for my circle to say that in my presence, everyone feels heard and everyone feels valued. And I honestly take a lot of pride in cultivating that space because it is something that I value. It is something that I hold near and dear to my heart. And so, I'm committed, right? We use the word committed. I love the word consistent, but truthfully, we're committed to cultivating a safe space. We're committed to healing. Am I right? Green hearts in the chat if you are committed to healing. You can acknowledge that life is lifed and you've got some trauma and you've got some hurt and you've been broken a time or two. You done fell on your ass a few times, right? We done all been through this before. It happens. And there's nothing we can do about it. Life is lifed, right? And so I can say that I am committed to healing. I see them green hearts flying. I'm committed to healing. I'm committed to healing so much that I don't want to be a hurt person that hurts people. I want to be a hurt person who is now a healed person or a person healing, right? Because it's an ongoing process. So I want to be a hurt person who is now healing. And now that I'm healing, I'm helping. I don't want to create this continuous cycle where I was hurt, so now I'm hurting people. I want to break that cycle of hurt, and I want to heal so that I can now help others heal. So I'm committed. And I'm glad I'm surrounded by other people who are committed to their healing, which means as they heal, they're going to go out and help people. And we're going to shake things up in this world. We're going to create a very necessary shift to society. And so self-love is foundational. right? We know that that is the beginning. We know that it all starts with self-love. And so, like I said, self-love is about acknowledging our strengths, accepting our flaws, and beginning to nurture a genuine sense of compassion towards ourselves. It's not about arrogance. It's about cultivating a deep-seated respect for our own well-being and our own happiness. When we truly love ourselves, we are able to build resilience against external criticisms, external pressures that life throws our way. It allows us to become more capable of weathering life's challenges with grace and with integrity. Yeah, honey, it's the ing for me. You throw ing on anything, honey, and I am there. I am growing. I am healing, right? And so, again, when we begin to pour into ourselves and when we begin to advocate for ourselves more, we become more capable of weathering life's challenges. And the key part of weathering life's challenges, the key part, Z, welcome in, to getting through life, and it is to do so with grace and integrity. Because, see, there's a lot of people that are navigating through life, but they lack grace. And more importantly, they lack integrity. So much so that they're out here ruining other people's day, because in order for them to get ahead, they've got to knock someone else down. And that's not the environment that I like, right? We're not gatekeepers, and we're not going to tear someone else down to build ourselves up, right? There's no healing in that. There's no helping in that. There's no growth there, right? So we're not going to lie, cheat, and steal our way to a healthy life. Those things just don't even coincide, okay? So, when we think about this, we have to do so gracefully. And we have to do so, with integrity. That goes back to us, with these trust issues. If we're not doing things and we're not operating in a space of integrity, no wonder we got trust issues. We can't trust nobody else because we can't trust ourselves, remember? So we want to make sure that we're operating from a genuine space. Right? We begin to incorporate that agape level of love, where it's the love with no strings attached. Starting with that love for ourselves. We don't love ourselves, conditionally. We love ourselves unconditionally. And so from this foundation of self-love springs forth this imperative journey of self-advocacy. It's like the natural progression where we move beyond internal acceptance and begin to assert our needs and our rights to the world. So we spent some time behind closed doors, loving on ourselves, pouring into ourselves, but now we're showing up to the world and we're saying, hey, this is who I am. Love me or don't, because I love me, right? And so now we start to say, this is what I need. So when we begin to allow others into our life, we can say, you know what? Hey, these are my boundaries and this is what I need. And if you're going to be a part of my life, this is what I got to do, right? This is what I need from you. This is what you're going to have to do if you want to be in my life, right? Because we've got these boundaries. And we love ourselves, so we're not going to allow someone else to come in and treat us worse than what, we know that we deserve. So self-advocacy involves us recognizing when our boundaries are being not being followed, right? And it gives us the courage to assert ourselves and to communicate as needed, to let people know, hey, I don't like that. That's not how I get down. That's not how I roll, right? And so, this might mean you got to start to speak up in your relationships. When your partner is overstepping your boundaries, right? Or when you're, when you're feeling some sort of way, when we be feeling some type of way, our emotions get the best of us. We have to be able to speak up for ourselves. Thank you, DK. I appreciate you guys for the gifts. And then too, this could also be something in the workplace, right? It's not just in our intimate relationships. Grand Risings, Divine, how are you today? It's not just in our relationships, right? This is also in the workplace. We have to advocate for fair treatment. We've got to advocate for our opportunities, because some of us have these jobs and these positions where they're not utilizing us to the best with the skills that we have, right? Or we're being passed up for positions that we know we're qualified for, and we see other people, taking these jobs and taking these positions right from under us because we won't even speak up for ourselves, right? So we've got to begin to advocate for ourselves and advocate for fair treatment. Advocate for equal opportunities. We got to begin to take what's ours, right? And so, we know that just like with everything else in life, the journey of self-advocacy is not without obstacles. It requires us facing our fears, confronting our fears. And when we think about fear, we know that fear is false evidence appearing real. Right? So we've got to get over this fear of rejection. We've got to get over this fear of conflict. We've got to get over feeling like we're not going to be taken seriously. Well, if it's an issue that is serious to us, if it's something that we are passionate about and something that we believe in, then yeah, it should be taken seriously, right? It does matter. So, many of us are invalidating ourselves before we even show up for others to do it. We're tearing ourselves down before anyone else can because we're not speaking up for ourselves. We're not placing value on our own feelings and emotions. So again, self-advocacy requires us to confront our fears. And each and every time that we advocate for ourselves, then all of a sudden we begin to reclaim our power. We begin to take back what's ours. Right? That allows us to reinforce our self-worth, because we already know that our worth was established at birth. Right? Our worth was established at birth. And so I don't need anyone else to tell me that I'm worthy, because I'm here today, which tells me already that I'm worthy, that I'm valuable, that my life has meaning. Because if it didn't, my Creator would not have me here. So my life has meaning. I am valuable and I am worthy. And if you can hear the sound of my voice, you're valuable. You have worth. Your life has meaning and your story is not over. And I really don't care if you're just in a sad season. I don't care what chapter of your life you're in right now. This is not the end of your story. And the beautiful thing about our stories is that we are the narrators. So we're writing this story. And if you don't like the chapter that you're in right now, then it's time for you to rewrite your story. It's time for you to stand up for yourself and say, hey, I don't like where things are headed right now. I don't like what's happening right now. So let me go ahead and pick up the pen, y'all, and let me rewrite this story. Let me rewrite this story from me being a sad, depressed girl suffering from anxiety. Let me shift this story to being sad, depressed girl who began to advocate for herself and prioritize her self-care, and who has now grown, who has now created a community, a whole self-care community for other people to come and overcome. Right? So I changed my story. And I've told you guys plenty of times about my story back in 2019 when I started going to therapy and I began healing. And I noticed that in the process of me healing, how it was helping me with my family. It was helping me to be a better wife. It was helping me to be a better mother. It was helping me to be a better daughter. Right? So then I just started telling other people about my healing. And all of a sudden I started realizing how my healing was helping other people. Because other people were going through the same thing, struggling with being a wife, being a daughter, being a mother, being a husband, being a father, being whatever. My story began helping other people. So I had to keep showing up and keep fighting. And so again, when we advocate for ourselves, we take back our power. We reclaim what's ours. And I don't claim depression to be mine. I don't identify as depressed. I don't claim anxiety for myself. I don't identify. right? I identify as a woman who is healing and growing through what she's going through, right? So, again, I encourage you to begin to advocate for yourself so you can take back your power, take back what's yours. And you know what? Everything that has been taken from you, take it back. Right? People who have violated you over the years, people who have hurt you, talked about you, disrespected you, take your power back. Remove these people who occupy these spaces in your life rent free. Add tax to your worth, add tax to your value. Right? It's 2024. No longer are we charging, these 1997 prices for ourselves. We know better. So we're doing better out here. And I'm taking back everything that's mine. I'm coming for it. And so in the 8th grade, if you hurt my feelings and I feel like you took a piece of my power back, baby, no, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for what's mine. And if you smart, you gonna just open the door and leave it on the front porch. Because if I got to come in and get it, it's gonna be a problem, right? If I got to come inside after I told you I was on my way and you have not prepared what is mine to give to me, then it's gonna be a problem. That's when I show up burning sage and bridges too. Because everybody ain't meant to make it on this journey. But again, if you're holding something that belongs to me, I'm coming to get it. Because it's mine. So again, I'm taking my power back. I'm reclaiming what's mine because I'm going to reinforce my sense of self-worth. And I'm out here sending a message to others to let them know that, hey, just as I deserve my respect and just as I deserve consideration for who I am and who I want to be, so do you. So I'm on my journey, but I'm encouraging each and every one of you to be on your journey too. So I know that, just like everything else, self-wise, self-care, self-love, I know that this is not a solitary pursuit. Right? So I'm going to show up and put my best foot forward, but I still know that I'm going to need people, right? I still very much value community. And I know that with every single thing that I do, there's this energy exchange, right? We exchange energies. And I'm very careful to make sure that my energy is positive because I don't want people sending me negative energy. So in this exchange, we have to understand that it involves mutual respect. And it involves empathy, right? It's about recognizing the dignity and rights of others as we safeguard our own. Rich Risings, Mr. T, welcome in, bro. So again, it's about recognizing the rights of others, still showing others respect, but while protecting ourselves, safeguarding our own. It's about fostering healthy relationships with open communication. Okay, not one-sided. I'm not just wanting people in my life to listen to me talk. I want to hear what people have to say too. Because again, I am focused on a positive energy exchange. I want to give y'all some things. I want y'all to give me some things. However, I don't want y'all to serve me negativity, so I'm not going to serve y'all negativity, right? It's about fostering healthy relationships where open communication and negotiation replace resentment, because I don't want it. I don't accept it. Passive aggressiveness, you could keep it. Wigs by Britt, good morning, beautiful. Welcome in. So again, all of that negative energy, the jealousy, the envy, the hatred, all of these things, like, they could keep that. That's for the birds. Right? Because I don't do that. I don't like that. I don't want that. And so I'm making sure that I have, no room in my heart for jealousy and envy and hatred and, all of these other negative energies, right? I make sure that these things don't reside in my spirit. So then that way, as I attract the things and attract people into my life, I'm not attracting people with these negative energies, with these toxic energies. Because I don't sip that water. Yeah, I don't know where they get that from, what well water they sipping from, honey, but I don't sip that water. Okay, I don't drink that. And so, Then we think about, how things are in today's world with all of these societal expectations and pressures. These things also overshadow our individual needs. And so self-advocacy then becomes an act of liberation, right? It's about breaking free from societal norms and what society expects us to do, or how society expects us to act, what society wants us to wear, what society wants us to eat, right? All of these expectations that the world places on us, it allows us to begin to see that, hey, you know what? I know that those things don't best serve me. And I know that those things aren't things that I'm interested in. And so I'm going to go ahead and advocate for myself and say, I don't want to wear that. I'm going to advocate for myself and say, I don't want to be that size. Like, I mean, you could call it what you want, but, I'm happy being a plus size girl. Now, as a plus size girl, I'm going to do what I need to do to be healthy. So I'm going to be mindful of what I eat, and I'm going to be more active, and I'm going to be, drink more water and, do that. So I'm still going to pour into myself, and I'm going to prioritize my self-care. But what I'm not going to do is beat myself up because I'm not a size whatever. You see what I'm saying? I'm not going to tear myself down because I don't fit society's narrative of beauty, because I believe that I'm beautiful. So I'm just going to advocate for myself, and I'm going to say, hey, these companies that don't cater to plus size girls, well, I just don't support them. It is what it is. You don't like me, I don't like you. We're even. Good day, right? So then I'm going to begin to find companies and find resources that do things for the plus size, right? So then I'm going to say, hey, you know what? I'm just going to shift my energy and focus my energy into what's for me, because clearly that's not for me. If there's a company that only has 0 to size 8, well, baby, you can't do nothing for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't do nothing with that. So I'm not going to sit here and lead the charge of negativity towards these people for doing what they believe in. Because just like I don't want someone to shame my body, I don't want to shame someone else's. I'm just going to focus my efforts and my energy to an area that is for me, that is positive for me. And you know what? If I keep showing up and I realize that something's not for me, I'm gonna go create it, right? Because I'm possible. So that means I could just go out here and create what I want. It's like back in 2019 when I was beginning my self-care journey, all of these things that I wanted, I couldn't find. All of these resources. I had to go to this company and I had to pull up here and go here and do this and do that. So I had to go find all of these things, and I was like, why isn't there just one place that I could go? A one-stop shop for all things self-care. I want to be able to find, affirmative apparel, and I want to be able to find information on healing, and I want to be able to connect with other people who are healing. And I couldn't find one place to do that. And if I did, they were selling me some sort of pipe dream because you had to pay $59.99 and da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, listen, that's not what I want. I'm already depressed. Now you want me to be broke too? Like, I can't do it. So what I did, I prayed on the issue, and every single time I prayed on it, the thing that I kept hearing back, thank you for the follow, Tina. Welcome in, Dr. Martha and Nicola. I see y'all. Carmen, hey. So what I had to do, you guys, is, as I kept praying on it, and I'm like, man, where is my self-care club? Like, where is the one place that I can go and get every single thing I need to help myself on whatever journey that I'm on when it comes to my self-care, whatever level I'm on? And you know what God told me? I'm pretty sure most of y'all know by now, but what God told me was, well, if you don't see it, make it. I mean, I created this path for you. I've given you these resources. You know all these things that you want, and you know how beneficial it would be, so why don't you create it? Hey, Papa Smurf. It was like, why don't you create it? Hey, Britt. And so I was like, oh, I can do that? And I'm like, yeah, I can do that, because at this point, I'm feeling very possible. I'm feeling very empowered. Other people are already coming and listening to my story and my journey, so why not rewrite my story from being a hurt person to a person who helps? Why not rewrite my story? right? So exactly, DJ. So I had to create my own lane. What up, Coach K? I had to create my own lane. Thank you for the follow, Mr. TNT. And so, MK, what I did was I started going live and I started streaming and I started talking about things. I started creating merchandise. And then I was like, wait a minute, baby, I can't keep selling these things and the Cash App is jumping, but honey, let me be legit with this. So I had to create a website. Right? So we had to get the website going. So we got the selfcareclub.org. And y'all, in the beginning, it was not selfcareclub.org. It was a bunch of things and whatever. And I was like, no, like, let me put some respect on this. Let me actually start a business. Right? Let me go register this business. Let me go get what I need to get. And so then everybody is like, oh, you're a great coach. And I'm like, am I though? Let me go out here and get these certifications. Right? Because I'm betting on me and I trust me and I know what I want and I know how much it's helping me. And other people are now telling me how much it's helping me. So let me go out here and do this. Let me create my own lane. Let me create my own space. Thank you, MK. And so again, above what society told me, because society told me to be depressed. Society told me to be stressed and to sit in the mess and to pop a pill to feel better. That's what society told me. And of course, when you start to go to the doctor, society then told me, oh, well, you got to lose weight and you got to take this pill and you got to do this and you got to do that. And I was like, wait a minute, like that's not even what I came here for. I came in here to get my mental right. And you telling me I'm overweight. Well, way to state the obvious, but that's not what I mean. And now you're hurting me even more. You're damaging my mental even more. So I had to break free from all of that. And so I was able to overcome that because I knew that I loved myself and I had started growing into this ability to be able to not only love myself, but to stand up for myself and to be able to advocate for myself. And so I began replacing that resentment, that passive aggressiveness, that judgment. I left all of that, right? And so the same way that I had my unique journey, right? My story is not your story, even though it may resonate with many of you, but we're all on this unique journey. And so we all have the ability to rewrite the story. We all have the ability to simply turn the page, right? When they say sometimes that we can't forget that history might have been her story, or your story might have been his story, right? So yeah, we're going to be able to resonate with different chapters in our books, you guys. But the one thing that is true for each and every one of us is if you don't like what's happening in your story of life, the beauty of it is you are the narrator of the story of your life. And so you have the opportunity to rewrite this story. And it starts by pouring into yourself and then standing up for yourself, standing up for what you believe in. You've got to know what you value. You got to understand what your beliefs are, not what other people have imposed and put on you over the years. A lot of us were, bred to believe certain things, and we were raised in certain environments that made us believe in certain things. And many of us have just adopted it because that's what mama did. That's what grandmama did. That's what auntie did, right? So many of us are just continuing with this cycle, not realizing that we are continuing in a cycle of toxic energy. Just because mama did it and mama did it and auntie did it doesn't make it right. And it doesn't mean it's right for you. It might have been right for them in that time, in that era, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's right for you. So you've got to start to soul search and you've got to start to dig deep to figure out what values you hold and what it is that you believe in. Not what mama wants you to believe in, not what daddy wants you to believe in, not what society wants you to believe in, but what you yourself hold valuable and what you believe in. And so this journey requires continual reflection and growth. It's about learning to assert ourselves respectfully and assertively, knowing when to stand firm and when to compromise. It's about navigating the complexities of relationships and societal structures with, like I said, with grace and integrity. I don't want y'all to forget those two words, grace and integrity. We're not going to be savages out here. So we've got to operate under grace and integrity. So here are a few simple tips to help you guys on this journey. But first, we're going to take a water break. Y'all hydrate. Drink your water. Excuse me. Thank you, MK. Y'all, MK said you are so amazing. Thank you for this every day. You're amazing yourself, and thank you for being here every day. All right, you guys. So again, I have a few simple tips to help us on this journey of going from self-love to self-advocacy. Our first tip, number one, that I want you guys to add in the chat. To answer your question, DJ, Transformation Academy. So here are some simple tips to help you guys on your journey. Good morning. Number one, practice positive self-talk. Add that to the chat for me, guys. Practice positive self-talk. When we practice positive self-talk, this involves replacing negative thoughts with positive ones. We want to use our affirmations such as I am worthy and my needs matter, right? My feelings are valid. We want to make sure that we are practicing positive self-talk. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. So again, number one, first and foremost, always, in every single thing we do, we got to affirm ourselves. We got to talk nice to ourselves. We have to encourage and empower ourselves. Save ourselves. Number two, set boundaries. Set boundaries. It is imperative that we clearly define what is acceptable to us in relationships and communicate our boundaries respectfully. Again, clearly define what is acceptable to you and communicate your boundaries respectfully. So I understand that you have a boundary, but you don't have to pop off on somebody every time you tell somebody what your boundaries are, right? You don't have to come in hot all the time. Bring it down a notch. You get more with honey than you do vinegar. Number three, prioritize your self-care. Prioritize your self-care. It is important for you to prioritize activities that nurture your physical, emotional, and mental well-being. Right? So when we talk about prioritizing our self-care, that is holistic. We want to mind our mental, our physical, our spiritual, our emotional, our social, our creative self-care, right? We want to make sure that we are holistically healing, not just one part, right? Rich Rising, Silver Hair Fox, welcome in, love. Number four, speak up. Speak up. You have to begin to express your thoughts and feelings honestly. Even if it feels uncomfortable at first. Even if it feels uncomfortable, you must speak up for yourself. So when you set these boundaries and now someone crosses your boundary, you must speak up for yourself. Otherwise, they are going to continuously show up and do so. Thank you for the gifts, guys. So again, it is imperative Just because it's number 4 doesn't mean it lacks value. You must speak up for yourself. And last on this list today, number 5, seek support. This self-care journey, this journey of self-love and self-advocacy, it starts with self, but it does not end with self. So you must seek support from the people around you who you respect, who respects you. People who are going to help encourage you on this self-advocacy journey. So remember when I said that I'm on this journey and that before I get my village to fight for me, I want to show up for the fight first, right? So that's the self part. That's the self-care, the self-love, and me advocating for myself. But it doesn't stop with me, because we know that there are strength in numbers. And I know that there are other people who are passionate about the same things that I'm passionate about. And so I know that when I unite with people and when I come to other people, that the community that I've helped to cultivate is here to help me. So it is important that we seek support. And so DJ MK says that's not easy. Men struggle with asking for help. People struggle with asking for help. Hey Peach, welcome back, love. People struggle, and I know that men do too, because I'm not to disregard what you're saying, but to be inclusive, to tell you that everyone is struggling with it. But speaking from a perspective for men, I do believe that men struggle with this a lot because men are raised to think that boys don't cry. And men are taught, and boys are taught very early on that you just shake it off. Like, feel how you're going to feel, but keep it to yourself, right? And so these are these toxic behaviors that we've all been taught very early on. But it's not just the men, okay? The reason why I said that it's people in general is because, yes, that's how our boys were raised growing up. When we said, boys don't cry, and, to keep it all in, and, you have to be strong because men are strong, and men are protectors, and men are providers. And so society and your family has put so much on you to think that this is how you have to be. And so now society has formed this image of what you believe a man really is. And so now you've spent so many years trying to live up to society and your family's expectations of what a man is. Same thing for ladies. Ladies, in the society that we've grown up in, because now we have so many men who are hurt and they're trying their best to present the best version of themselves, but they don't have the best examples, right? And so now we've tried to engage with these men, or we have, these broken men that are showing up and they're not getting it right. So now what are we doing? Our generation has now taught us ladies to be the men, right? And so we're so strong in what we do. And now we have this mentality that we don't need a man, we could do it ourselves. And so what we've done is we've disregarded the men, right? Because society has told us we're strong and we don't need a man. So all of a sudden we've removed the man. To the point where now the man doesn't even think that he needs to even show up and be a man, because hell, she got it. What she need me for? So again, it is just a very vicious cycle of hurting people. But that's where we get to change things. That's where we say, you know what? Now I know better. Now I know that, as a woman, not to say that I need a man in a sense that I can't exist without him. But we all need companionship, right? Now we have the desire to choose whether that's coming from a man, coming from a woman, whatever. So I don't want to say this as if I'm labeling it in a relationship sense of, like we're taking biology out of it, okay? I'm not saying that It has to be man, woman. It can be man, man, woman, woman. I don't care. I'm a firm believer that love is love. Believe what you want to believe, but in my house, love is love. And so everyone needs to be respected and valued, and everyone has a role to play in their relationships with people. And like I said, whether this is, platonic relationships, whether this is romantic relationships, it doesn't matter. We all have a role to play, and each and every one of us, our roles are very valuable. And so, I understand, DJ MK, that historically this has been very difficult. But this is where we get to that situation of, for some people, for men, they think that healing is impossible, because that's not for me, and that's not what we do. We've been raised over the years to believe that what happens in our house stays in our house. And so now we've locked the door and trapped the trauma inside, right? But we know that that's not healthy. And so now that we know better, we begin to do better. So yes, up until today, it has been hard to do. But today you recognize that it's not impossible to do. So yes, I told y'all, healing is not easy. Healing is not for the weak. You got to show up every single day and fight for your life. And you wake up every single morning, you got to realize that my life is worth fighting for. That I have value, that my feelings matter. And so because I wake up every single day knowing that my life has value and that my feelings matter, I'm going to fight. And I don't want to fight you. I just want to fight for me. Now, if you happen to be standing in my way, then nuck if you buck. Like, I'm on this journey to heal. And so again, not disregarding the struggle and the work, just wanting to point out to you. Say it louder for the people in the back. I'm just saying, pray with me, don't play with me, okay? As the t-shirts that go out there say, I'm half holy and half hood. You know what I'm saying? So I'm healing, y'all, but I'm not yet healed, right? So I'm still on this journey, and I believe that I can show myself grace. So if I cuss you out because you got in my way, might as well charge it to my head and not my heart, because I'm going to forgive me. If you do, it's cool, right? But I'm going to fight for what's mine, right? This healing is mine. Exactly. Whitney said I wore that t-shirt yesterday, half holy, half hood. So pray with me, don't play with me, right? Because what's the other one, y'all? I'm somewhere in between praise is what I do and nuck if you buck. Listen. So again, that's me advocating for myself. Okay? So make sure that you guys are implementing those simple tips. Again, just to refresh, for those of you who just came in, our tips to getting on this journey of self-advocacy include practice positive self-talk, set boundaries, take time for self-care, speak up, and seek support. All right, seek support. And I'm not telling y'all to pick one and go with it. I'm telling you guys, you need to do all 5. You have to affirm yourself. You have to learn to speak nice to you. You've got to set your boundaries, which means you require everyone else to show up speaking nice to you. You've got to prioritize your self-care. You got to let your nose be nose. You got to do things to keep your cup filled, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. You've got to speak up for yourself. And you have to seek support. That could be therapy. That could be a life coach. That could be a counselor. That could be a support group. That could be your friends, your family. Doesn't matter. You go to where you feel safe. And I don't mean safe being enabled. Y'all, if y'all got these people who keep enabling you to sit here and do the same old thing. You know, you got people who enable you to keep bumping your head on the wall, and ain't nobody telling you stop doing that. That's not what it is. That's not where you should be. It's comfortable, but it's convenient, but it's not going to take you to the next level. So you have to get uncomfortable. You have to build your confidence. You got to go out there and get your people, the right people who build you up, encourage you, empower you. Um, I'm happy to hear that MK says I am safe here. Mission accomplished. Show over. Y'all have a good day. I did what I wanted to do. MK is safe. Listen, see y'all later. Right? Show over. No, seriously though. But as we start to conclude with our topic for today, which was, you know, going from self-love to self-advocacy, learning to stand up for ourselves. As we conclude with this, I want us to remember that the journey from self-love to self-advocacy is powerful, and it is a transformative journey. It begins with us recognizing our intrinsic worth and embracing ourselves fully. That includes all imperfections. We have to embrace ourselves fully and love ourselves as we are today, flaws and all. And to continue to consistently show up to be a better version of who we are today, tomorrow. This level of self-love is what's going to lay the foundation for us to then begin to stand up for ourselves and to advocate for ourselves with confidence and assertiveness. I have 10 affirmations for us to begin to integrate into our daily lives that will help us and help to remind us of our value and help to reinforce our commitment to our self-advocacy. So the way we do affirmations is I repeat them twice. I'm going to say it once for you to hear it, and I would love for you guys to say it back. Don't worry about typing it out. I want you guys to say these affirmations out loud. So again, you'll hear me say it twice. Jump in and say these out loud. Affirm these for yourself. Green hearts in the chat if you're ready. Thank you, Shan. Have an amazing day filled with purpose, on purpose, sis. All right, I see some green hearts. There we go. There we go. I was like, is this thing on? Y'all awake? Can y'all hear me? All right. I am worthy of love and respect. I am worthy of love and respect. My needs and feelings are valid. My needs and feelings are valid. I have the courage to stand up for myself. Excuse me. I have the courage to stand up for myself. I have the courage to stand up for myself. I deserve to be treated with kindness and fairness. I deserve to be treated with kindness and fairness. I trust my intuition and honor my boundaries. I trust my intuition and honor my boundaries. I am confident in expressing my thoughts and desires. I am confident in expressing my thoughts and desires. I am capable of advocating for my rights and the rights of others. I am capable of advocating for my rights and the rights of others. I embrace my uniqueness and celebrate my individuality. I embrace my uniqueness and celebrate my individuality. I respect others and expect respect in return. I respect others and expect respect in return. I am resilient and I can handle challenges with grace. I am resilient and I can handle challenges with grace. And you guys remember, these affirmations are not just words. They are daily reminders of our strength and our worth. They empower us to navigate our lives with a greater confidence and integrity. So let us all commit to this journey, not only for our growth, but to inspire those around us. By standing up for ourselves, we begin to set a powerful example, and we begin to create and or contribute, I'll say, to creating a more just and compassionate world, right? The world that we all desire. So by showing up and being the good that we desire in the world, we begin to cultivate these spaces. And I honestly believe that together we can foster a culture where every single voice is heard, where every single individual is respected, and where everyone feels empowered to advocate for their needs and for their rights. So I thank each and every one of you for embarking on this journey with me. May we all continue to grow in self-love and begin to stand strong in our self-advocacy. I thank each and every one of you for being here today, not just for showing up for me, but for showing up for yourself today. So give yourselves a round of applause for showing up for you today. I absolutely value each and every one of your presence here today. I thank each and every one of you for the gifts that you guys have shared today. As always, I tell you guys that your support during these live streams mean the world to me. They do directly benefit the Self-Care Club LLC, which is something that I hold near and dear to me, y'all. That is my baby. And so I absolutely appreciate each and every one of you. And on, the South Side got a lot going on, MK. But I can definitely help you with that too. But yeah, so I want you guys to understand that your generosity fuels my mission. All right. It's why I'm able to keep showing up and doing what I do each day. So I really do value each and every one of your presence. I don't care whether you're on TikTok, Bigo, Instagram. I value you. I appreciate you. If anybody has any questions or suggestions that they wish to share, feel free to reach out to me. And until next time, take care of yourself and embrace the wonderful and unique person that you are. Know that you are welcome in this space. We value you in this community. I do hope to see each and every one of you again for our next group coaching session. We meet weekdays, so Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. For those of you who may have missed a piece of the live stream, or you just want to go back and hear some more, I encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. So if you go to YouTube and search the at symbol and then Life Coach 614, you can watch the live replays daily. Yesterday was busy, so I did not get yesterday's uploaded yet, but I will have that uploaded today as well, you guys. So yesterday's live stream and today should be up by 12 noon Eastern time today. And like I said, if anybody wants to find out any more information about the Self-Care Club, or if you want to book a one-on-one personalized coaching session with me, I encourage you to visit the selfcareclub.org. Again, selfcareclub.org. That is my website. Like I said, y'all, that is my baby. I actually create all of the merchandise that is there for sale. And I am the creator of all the blogs that are out there. We do have some other Self-Care Club members who have also contributed to some of the blogs out there. So there's a lot of free resources available on that website. Selfcareclub.org is also how you book your one-on-one coaching session with me. So again, selfcareclub.org is the one-stop shop for all things self-care that I created for me, but also for you. It is how we are going to get through this thing called life with grace and integrity, y'all. So head over there. If nothing else, go over to selfcareclub.org and leave a review. If you heard, today's live stream, go over there and leave a review. Tell other people how you feel about it. MK says this impacts my day in such a way. Listen, go over to selfcareclub.org and click on the review section and tell other people, right? Let the other people be blessed by it too, y'all. Find something over there on the, find one of the blogs that resonate with you and share that on your social media, right? Like let's grow this community. Because we know that everybody needs this. We know that self-care is a necessity and that everybody needs it. So all y'all got to do is go tell the people where y'all getting y'all self-care from, and then let the people come over. Let them come in. The doors to the club is now open, y'all. All right, just tell the people come on in here. But I love you guys. IG, thank y'all for listening to us today. We gonna get y'all worked out, but for now, enjoy the podcast version of this. TikTok, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Bigo, we got a little more time to hang out, so don't y'all go nowhere. Y'all just stay true. Y'all, we gonna keep adding platforms, right? This self-care revolution is gonna be televised one way or another. MK said I'm headed to the south side. Miss Keep Growing, welcome in. Keep growing. Don't never stop growing, baby.